Welcome to Signature TV News. I am Charles Pius. First, let's take a look at the headlines. Fresh headsman attack in Enugu community leaves 4 dead. West African examination to begin April 30. On the foreign scene, Israel concerned over possible ICC arrest warrants related to Gaza war. And in sports, Finidi George appointed as new Super Eagles head coach. And now the news in detail. The Nimbo community in Uzuwani local government area of Enugu State has again been attacked by persons suspected to be headsmen. The attack, which occurred late Sunday evening, claimed some lives with many others critically injured. Some of those killed were identified as Simon Ugu, Oke Chukwebuka, Julius Obunna and Gabriel Ezia. The community was deserted as at Monday morning as the villagers have ran to different directions for their safety. Tables and chairs could be seen scattered in the compound where the mourners had gathered, with lifeless villagers also seen in the pool of their blood. The Nimbo community was also attacked in 2016, leading to the deaths of scores that attracted a nationwide outrage. Residents who spoke to our correspondent said that headsmen attacked mourners at Ogwijoro, Nimbo community, killing 4 people instantly. Meanwhile, the Enugu State Police spokesperson, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, has confirmed the attack. It should be recalled that in April of 2016, Fulani headsmen attacked the Nimbo community and killed at least 14 people. The governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has approved a new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for civil servants in the state. The governor revealed this while commissioning the new labor house in Edo State on Monday. According to him, the new wage comes into effect May 1st, 2024. This is as the Nigeria Labour Congress battles the federal government over increasing the minimum wage to match increasing national inflation and skyrocketing food inflation. The inflation rate for March 2024 hit 33.2% from 31.70% in February. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, food inflation also rose to 31.7% in March from 30% in February. The NLC and the Trade Union Congress had demanded 615,000 naira as the new minimum wage for workers in the country. Meanwhile, as gubernatorial campaigns kick off in Edo State, South Nigeria, ahead of the September elections, Signaturetv x-rays zoning dynamics and its potential impact on the polls. As gubernatorial campaigns kick off in Edo State, South Nigeria, ahead of the September elections, Signaturetv delves into the complex world of politics and its dynamics with a focus on zoning and the potential impact on the poll. Joining us is a journalist based in Edo State, Chinedu Ekeja, who now dissects the key factors at play.
The two, Edo North and Edo South, have all had their shots, at the governorship seats in the person of Adams Oshomole and Lucky Benedion and Governor Obaseki. 2 from Edo South, 1 from Edo North. The only person that was supposed to come from Edo Central, Professor Osareme Osumbo, his tenure was truncated by court judgment, which saw Adams Oshomole, came in 2007. So with that now, so all not stated but understood, it was, unanimously agreed that, okay, this Central should help. And funnily enough, the national chairman of the Labour Party, talking about Julius Abure, is from Edo Central. So some persons are already beginning to ask questions. How is he going to market a candidate to the people of Edo Central, a candidate of his party to the people of Edo Central, knowing that he ought to have it as an obligation to ensure that his party produces a candidate from Edo Central extraction. So that might just be one of the hurdles that the Labour Party will need to cross. But for the other 2 political parties, there is already a done deal. They are going to share the markets there and then come to Edo Central. Both of their deputies come from Edo Central. Only Labour Party took a different direction. They went to Edo North to get their deputy, not even from the Edo Central. So there are a lot of quite difficult to predict scenarios that are going to play out in the coming days.
Chinedu unveils the internal challenges facing all 3 leading political parties and sheds light on the type of leadership that resonates with the people of Edo State.
The pulse of the people are felt. They are expecting a governor who is going to be very active, who is going to be very hardworking, who is going to focus on infrastructural development. Not like other governors haven't done so, but you have quite a good number of roads that still need attention. Of course, they are expecting that. Their expectation is they want a continuation of such arrangement, where somebody can also build on these legacies. But for people who haven't been in power, of course, politicians will always have their own expectations. They want somebody who is very close to them, of course, for contracts, for political patronage and the rest of them. So, but for popular opinion, what the majority want are people, someone who is going to be able to walk, somebody who is going to be able to make noise about the project he's doing, even if it's 1 kilometer. Three political parties, have crisis within. The PDP almost had a parallel. In fact, there was a parallel primary because the former deputy governor, Philip Shaibu, had another primary in his private residence. The APC had theirs, but from what we're seeing, it seems the APC appears to be more organized because of their leadership appear to be more organized in putting their differences together immediately after the primary. The Dennis and Comrade Adams Oshomole camp were able to realign forces with Monday Okpebolo, who appeared to be the most popular choice. Recently in Labour Party, Barrister Ken Imasawon, whom we all refer to as the Rice Man, he said he's dragging, or he's going to ensure the disqualification of the Labour Party's candidates, talking about Olumide Akpata, that he is not in support, even though after the primary, I've not heard anyone who wrote a petition against his emergence or the process through which he emerged. There has been just some quietness within the party after his emergence, which tends to give credence to the fact that, okay, he was chosen by majority of the party members and they were comfortable with the outcome of the election. It was just recently that Rice Man came up.
With the race to replace Godwin Obaseki underway, the journey ahead promises intrigues. Signature Television is following all the details in the campaigns and how the manifestos of the various candidates align with the aspirations of the Edo people. The West African Examinations Council says Nigeria, the West African Senior School Certificate Examination for school candidate will commence on Tuesday, April 30, 2024 and end June 24, 2024. Speaking on Monday at the WAEC Lagos office, head of Nigeria office, Amos Dangote, says the council is ready to conduct the examination, adding that it will run for 7 weeks and 6 days. The examination will be conducted in 4 WAEC member countries, namely Nigeria, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. While intimating the candidate of the council's readiness to conduct WASE, Dangote says the council will collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Education, the State Ministries of Education, the Nigerian Police, other security agencies, and other stakeholders to deliver on its mandate to conduct credible examinations for the Nigerian child and the general public. And meanwhile, the Senate has commenced an investigative hearing on the increase in the electricity tariff in 11 states in Nigeria. At the ongoing meeting at the Senate's Wing National Assembly on Monday, the Red Chamber also stated that it would punish anyone or agency it found culpable of adding to the burden and suffering of Nigerians. Last week, the Senate, through its Committee on Power, had invited the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, and the heads of agencies under the ministry to an investigative hearing on the new electricity tariffs. The committee chairman, Senator Eyina Barbie, had said that the Senate has already authorized an investigative hearing with major agencies of government expected to answer questions. Speaking at the investigative hearing on Monday, the committee chairman stated the investigative hearing was hinged on 2 motions presented as plenary on Tuesday, 25th July 2023 and Wednesday, 21st February 2024, where the Senate, by its resolutions, mandated the Committee on Power to engage with the Federal Ministry of Power, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, and other stakeholders. Abarabe also stated that the mandate of the committee was to find lasting solutions to the challenges facing the Nigerian electricity sector, including the need for comprehensive sector reforms. The federal government has appealed to the United States of America to repatriate more illicit funds transferred from Nigerian officials through its banking system. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, appealed in his remarks at the 6th session of the Nigeria-U.S. Binational Commission in Abuja on Monday. Speaking at the event, Ambassador Tuga, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Adamu Lamoa, emphasized the need for increased support for the U.S., citing $308 million US dollars as insufficient compared to Nigeria's losses from illegal fund transfers over the years. He reiterated the Nigerian government's commitment to utilizing these funds for the collective benefits of its citizens in line with agreements with development partners. He noted that the funds, if recovered, will be allocated to infrastructure development focusing on projects such as roads, schools, education, and other vital sectors requiring substantial investments. And away from Nigeria, reports say about 42 people have been killed in floods in central Kenya's Mai Mahiu area after a dam burst early on Monday, as police say the death toll could rise. Earlier on Monday, the Kenyan Red Cross said it had taken several people to a health facility in Mai Mahiu due to flash flooding. The latest deaths bring the total number to have died amid heavy rains and flooding since last month to more than 140. Government figures show that more than 185,000 have been displaced. Dozens more have been killed and hundreds of thousands displaced by intense downpours in other East African countries, including Tanzania and Burundi. The floods have also caused widespread damage to infrastructure such as roads and bridges. A Kenyan government spokesperson said hydroelectric dams were filled to capacity, which could lead to a massive overflow downstream. And over to the Middle East, Israel is voicing concern that the International Criminal Court could be preparing to issue arrest warrants for government officials on charges related to the conduct of its war against Hamas. The ICC, which can charge individuals with war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide, is investigating Hamas' October 7 cross-border attack and Israel's devastating military assault on Hamas-ruled Gaza, now in its 7th month. In response to Israeli media reports that the ICC might soon issue arrest warrants for senior Israeli government and military officials, Foreign Minister Israel Katz on Sunday warned Israeli embassies to bolster their security because of the risk of a wave of severe anti-Semitism. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Friday that any ICC decisions would not affect Israel's actions, but would set a dangerous precedent. Israeli officials are worried that the court could issue arrest warrants against Netanyahu and other top officials for alleged violations of international humanitarian law in Gaza. Migrants have been spotted camping out on large rocks in the California deserts as they waited to be guarded by Border Patrol agents on Sunday. This is amid talk by both Democrats and Republicans about the urgent situation on the U.S.-Mexico border. Former U.S. President Donald Trump, a Republican running in the November election, has promised to crack down on illegal immigration and restrict legal immigration if elected to a second four-year term in the White House. Trump has said he would restore his 2019 Remain in Mexico program, which forced non-Mexican asylum seekers attempting to enter the United States at the southern border to wait in Mexico for the resolution of their cases. The program was terminated by President Joe Biden, a Democrat seeking another term in the White House. Biden defeated Trump in 2020, pledging more humane and orderly immigration policies, but has struggled with record levels of migrants caught crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. Trump says he will seek to detain all migrants caught crossing the border illegally or violating other immigration laws, ending what he calls catch and release. The U.S. Supreme Court has declined on Monday to hear Elon Musk's bid to throw out part of a securities fraud settlement with the Securities and Exchange Commission, restricting the billionaire businessman's public statements about his electric car company Tesla. The justices turned away Musk's appeal of a lower court's decision upholding the 2018 settlements reached after he said on social media that he had funding secured to take Tesla private, a statement the SEC in a legal action called false and misleading. Musk's settlements resolved the SEC lawsuit accusing him of defrauding investors. Under the agreement, Musk and Tesla each paid $20 million fines, and he gave up his role as the company's chairman. Musk also agreed to let a Tesla lawyer pre-approve some posts he made on the social media platform then called Twitter before Musk bought the company and renamed it X. Musk later sought to terminate the pre-approved mandate with his lawyers in a court filing calling it a government-imposed muzzle that amounted to an illegal prior restraint on his speech. And on entertainment, pop megastar Taylor Swift sold 2.61 million album and streaming units of the Tortured Poets department during its first week of release in the United States. Billboard reported on Sunday, calling it a gigantic debut at #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. Traditional album sales totaled 1.91 million in the week ending April 25th between digital download albums, CDs, cassettes, and also included 859,000 vinyl sales, Billboard said, citing data from Luminate. The album generated 891.34 million on-demand official streams. The album scored the largest streaming week for an album ever and the largest sales week for an album on vinyl in the modern era, Billboard said. It is also the top-selling album so far in 2024. It was Swift's 14th chart-topping album, tying with Jay-Z for the most #1s among soloists. Swift released the first 16 tracks of Poets on April 19th. 2 hours later, she surprised fans by revealing it was a double album with 15 more songs. And in sports, Finidi George has been appointed as new Super Eagles head coach. For some sports news, we would have Oba join us on our sports desk to give us a little bit of update regarding that. I guess it's time to say congratulations to Finidi George, and we wish him all the best as he takes on the new role.
The Nigerian Football Federation has appointed former Super Eagles winger Finidi George as the new head coach of the nation's senior men's national team. The announcement came in a statement on Monday with the NFF board approving the recommendation of its Technical and Development Committee to hand over the reins to the 52-year-old former Ajax Amsterdam and Real Betis forward. Finidi George, who spent 20 months as an assistant to the outgoing Jose Santos Pizarro, had been serving as the interim coach after the Portuguese tactician's departure following the Super Eagles' impressive run at the final of the 2023 AFCON in Côte d'Ivoire. During his interim tenure, George oversaw 2 friendly matches in Morocco last month, where the team ended an 18-year winless streak against Ghana with a 2-1 victory before suffering a 2-0 loss to Mali.
And that's the size of the package. Join us tomorrow for another interesting news rundown. My name is Charles Pius. Thanks for watching.